Happy Sunday, everyone. I'm Sari with the Spiritual View. I'm one of 7 soul sisters merging our magic. We have daily content, which is an example today, 7 days a week, and we do 2 lives on Mondays and Fridays. If you haven't checked us out, please do so, and welcome to the channel. So we're going to call this Superpower Sunday because I've been doing a series of videos that talk about how do we navigate these energies of 2025 and develop our superpowers. And we started off the year with the first one, which was be the observer. Instead of getting drawn into the chaos and the drama, our job is to step back and get still, but also to observe and not engage. The second one we covered was we need to stay in our heart space and not in our head because we get stuck if we go up to the head. And being heart-centered and feeling first versus thinking is the second superpower. The third one was how do we learn to stay in the present moment? We talked about present or past timelines all being dumped into the present here and now, and it's giving us a chance to clear a lot of old energies, ancestral karma, and wounds. And staying in the present moment allows us to show up, to be who we are as authentic souls, and not to worry about the past because it's gone, but we're creating the future one experience at a time. Number 4, which was last week, was forgiveness. Forgive ourselves and also forgive others. And that is one of our other superpowers. Today's superpower that I'm going to add is about gratitude. So again, I was woken up about 3 in the morning and I get these messages, and they come from the Akashic Records and through a group called the Wisdom Keepers. And so the lesson around gratitude is not exactly what you think. We're all able to express gratitude for the basics, our food, shelter, and some of you have not had that. And so I want to acknowledge that many of you have lost homes with the recent events around the earth, wherever you are, whether it be fires, floods, earthquakes. Many of you have ended relationships. Many of you have been in kind of topsy-turvy energy in situations where at times it's hard to see the path forward and it's hard to express gratitude in a great time, oftentimes of loss. Today, they asked me to talk about seeing the lesson, whatever you've been going through or something in the past, through a different lens. And it's a higher look at gratitude. And they asked me to share this example. I didn't want to, but I'm going to. All right. So when I was many moons ago, I was married and I had a small child, a son, 18 months. And my husband at the time, we'd been married about 5 years and had been together about 4, almost a decade together. And he kissed me goodbye and went to work and didn't show up at home. And long story short, he disappeared and he never spoke to me nor my son again, and only saw him at a distance in a courtroom years later. And it was a very, very tower moment. You can only imagine. And I could not really process it for quite some time because I felt victimized, and I felt that it was one thing to do something like this to a spouse. It's just unforgivable when you do it to a child. And how could I navigate being a single parent and let all this go? And I can honestly say I have gratitude for the experience because I now look back and see how it allowed me to grow as a person, but also it allowed me to grow to be a wonderful parent. And if Tyler, if you're watching this video ever, I love being your mama, and I'm very proud of that. And he is a lovely young man on his own and making his way in the world through the lens and the heart of kindness. And so the challenge for us today was to say, can I go back and look at something in my life that either happened to you and rephrase it and reframe it to say, it happened for me so that I could continue to expand and become the soul that I am today. It takes a lot of grace and humility and a lot of forgiveness sometimes of ourselves and of others to be able to do that. So having said that, it is not an easy thing, and it's uncomfortable. It's very uncomfortable for me to talk about this, but I'm using this as an example because some of you may be going through this right now. And is there an opportunity to close out this wound or this experience through the lens of a different perspective and to say it happened for my benefit, not necessarily to make me a worse person or happen to me. Because when we stay in victim consciousness, it doesn't allow us to move on and to expand, to forgive, and to learn the lesson. So I pulled some cards. I just pulled a card from the shaman's dream. So I asked Spirit, tell me what's going on with this concept of expressing gratitude for really difficult lessons and things that have really been painful and awful. I mean, losing a spouse overnight and not ever seeing him again, and having to raise a child on your own with no help and no advance warning, it can be pretty cruel. So the first message out is, I asked Spirit, what's going on? And this is a number 60, which reduces to 6. I pulled some 6s in this deck today. And this is called Watchers, Observer, Witness, Transpersonal. When Watchers appear, it's an invitation to stop doing, to pause, to get off the treadmill, and to take a deep breath. Wendy actually talked about some of this in her video yesterday around the ability to get still and to practice self-love and self-care and to get quiet so that you could hear your own voice. And so it is an opportunity to find the witness within, the one who can observe the fire and the fury happening around you, but not to get caught up in the drama. It's the right time to step back. Do not engage, but observe. So this might be an opportunity as you are reflecting on a situation that it's been hard to see it with gratitude. Perhaps it's a time to step back, and that's what we see in the environment around us. But I also ask Spirit to question, from a higher wisdom perspective, can you tell us what's actually going on? And this is a new deck. This is a Mother Mary Oracle. And this, I'll have to say, this is an absolute beautiful Oracle deck. And it is from Alana Fairchild. And this card, you can see this. She's got a rose. This is Mother Mary. And this, she's got an aura around her. She's got beautiful roses around her, and she's holding the Christ child. And this is Our Lady of Growth Assured. And the message behind this is it's around healing. And it says there's beautiful healing and manifestation that you've long desired coming to fruition. It's important to the well-being of your own soul and the healing of our world that you have patience and allow this birth to happen at the best timing. So basically, it says continue to do the work. Mother Mary is going to be around you, and she's asking for prayer, surrender, and patience, but to continue to have positive expectations that your situation is working out. And if you want to see this gratitude or this lesson from a different perspective, that she is going to be right there with you to allow this to come to manifestation. Now, for those who are still feeling a lot of pain around this, she says, please do not turn away in fear of failure. There's an expression that it is always darkest before the dawn. Oftentimes, when all seems most hopeless and sign of future life of our desires seems non-existent, it is the moment right before the birth. So her counsel and her guidance to us is that she is surrounding us with this ability to stay the course and to have patience and to allow whatever needs to be healed. And again, starting with this opportunity to get still. I just pulled some tarot cards to give us a little bit more flavor of how we can reframe this lesson from a different perspective. And I used the Storyteller's Tarot, another new deck. So I'm all things new this weekend. And the first card that I pulled is, why is this happening? And this is a card, this is the Seven of Scepters. And this is the story of Cassiopeia. She was a goddess and with Poseidon, and she boasted to Poseidon that she was more beautiful than all the sea nymphs. And so as punishment, he took their daughter away from her, which was Andromeda's. And there is a story of Perseus saving Andromeda because they chained her to the rocks. And Cassiopeia ended up in the sky, and she was placed upside down in a chair in the sky. But you can see her constellation in the night sky. But anyway, the Queen of Wands, and this is what it depicts. We have an opportunity around being bold. And so if you have experienced a discomfort in wanting to look at whatever this lesson is or what happened, write it down, be bold, and say, you know what, is there a way that I can look at this from an entirely new or different way than I have? And maybe it can help me move on from it, or to see it not as a victim, but it happened for my benefit and not to me. Now, that takes maturity and it takes wisdom to be able to do that. So I'm not saying this is easy, but it's our opportunity. Spirit saying the why that this is going on is that maybe this is coming back around to us to give us another opportunity to clear these old energies and these old experiences that we don't need to hold on to. Now, the next card is the best path moving ahead. And I love this card. This is the Page of Coins. Now, and this is from a northern Chinese mythology. And this is a mix between a snake and another animal here. I'm going to get it here for you. But anyway, it's the story of Page of Pentacles is all around learning something new. So this was associated with a northern Chinese mythology, and it's a tortoise and a snake put together, and it's an animal or a creature that combine two different stories, and it's called the Black Warrior. So our best path moving forward, and this is around how do I reframe the learning in this? Can I make myself open to seeing things from a different perspective, that it didn't happen to me, it happened for me? And is there good that came out of this experience, or something that changed me for the better? That is the opportunity moving forward that we have. Now, the potential outcome, and this is again another beautiful card, and this is Canis Major. This is part of the dog star, and this is a 7 of scepters, which could actually indicate resistance. So what it's telling us is Spirit is saying, okay, you might find some resistance in this, or you might need to stand your ground and speak your truth. And this was the hunting dog of Orion. The name was Lalaps, and he was renowned for his ability to catch prey once he was sent after it. And so Lalaps basically is in the stars, and he was reunited with Orion. And so this is a card that says, along the way, as you were looking at this and processing these emotions and revisiting this experience, you might find that you do have to speak your truth and stand your ground to someone else, or you might find yourself resisting the ability to look at it from a different perspective, or perhaps you've told yourself one story and the story has remained the same for years, and maybe it's time for a new story. And then the bottom of the deck was, what we don't see coming is Spirit may be bringing an opportunity to revisit this. This is a 6 of Cups, and this is a depiction of the Fountain of Youth. And this is an opportunity perhaps from our past, because 6 of Cups can oftentimes mean nostalgia. It can mean someone from our childhood coming back around, some sort of relationship coming back to us. So you may, in the next few weeks or months, have an opportunity where someone comes back around in your life where you were involved in some situation or experience where it may test you to say, have I actually really moved on from this? Or have I been able to reframe it in a different light? And so what you don't see coming is an opportunity may be provided to you. So last message from Spirit, I actually had 2 that popped out. This is from the Lunar Nomad Oracle. And no surprise, we keep pulling birds as a collective. We've been pulling this card a lot. or cards that have lots of birds. So this is Spirit's message for us around if we look at gratitude in a really difficult situation, what is important for us to focus on? These are our words, these are conversations, communications. And it says, when the birds appear, ask yourself, am I caged up? If you were locked away from your joy, then your unique song is silence and your spirit dies down. Sadly, many of us find ourselves caged in, unable to spread our wings. When this card appears, you're being called upon to express yourself. Your life is your prayer, your art. The more you share and express and communicate your truth, the broader your horizons become. Cage a wild thing and it becomes despondent. In some ways, you may have been conditioned to remain silent. The great forgetting of our divinity is a sad thing. In us all, there is light, wisdom, and magic that's waiting to be freed. Explore the song deep within you. What gifts are you holding inside? The birds ask you to consider your sense of wonder and shine your light on the world. If the cage door were open, would you remember how to fly? So, for some of us, this means, are we limiting ourselves because we haven't been able to express gratitude for the lesson, or we haven't been able to close it out? And the last message, which is another short message, and I haven't used this one in a long time, it's the Sea Oracle. And this is called Wild. May you express all that you are. And it says, the sea acknowledges the raw beauty of the animal within us all, recognizing the desire to feel it, to be it, and to run free and unencumbered. It calls you into the wild. May you cast off any constraints, old energies, inhibitions, embrace spontaneity. May you roar into the waves, dance with joyous abandon, and embody all that you can be. The mantra is, I let my wild soul free. So there's something freeing about this. If we can look at this lesson of gratitude from a different perspective and be grateful that things happen for us and not to us, it allows us to really expand our soul's mission and purpose. And again, not saying this is an easy thing to do. And for many of you who are in the pain of it right now, it's going to take some time, some observation, and some processing to work through. However, Spirit may be given a chance with this Six of Cups to come back around and to give you an opportunity to see it through a different lens and different perspectives. And know that Mother Mary, her holy energy, is surrounding all of us as we are looking to expand this part of our soul. That's the message today. Happy Sunday. May it be serene and peaceful where you are around the world. We will be back tomorrow at 10 a.m. live Eastern Standard Time. Please join us. Again, thank you again, and we are so grateful for you.